Prime Minister's Job Summit kicked off this morning in the Great Hall of Parliament, bringing together state premiers, more union representatives than you could poke a stick at, and a few chief executives from industry and business. There were many words spoken. Global warming suffered a bit from that, but we had a couple of theatrical announcements, including a $1.1 billion spend on free TAFE places. It was immoral to be announced, but really nothing transformational to help fix job shortages and ease the cost of living. So joining me now to cut through the day's news is businesswoman, lawyer and Sky News commentator Caroline Di Russo. Caroline, good to have you back. Gee, unless you're inside the industrial relations fair work bubble, I've got to say and admit the day was dreadfully dull and not a single debate to be had either.
No, it was very much skewed that way. If you don't know what a boot is, then you were probably wondering what was going on today. Look, there was a lot of talk about this whole idea of multi-employer bargaining agreements. Look, that's something we tried in the 70s and 80s and which Keating, God bless him, got rid of in the early 90s because it was just bloody terrible. And then Alexi Boyd, who from Cosboa, who apparently that bad idea becomes a good idea if it's opt-in. Now, I don't know how many things have happened over the course of time, Chris, where they start off as being optional and then all of a sudden they become mandatory. And I think the last thing that small business in this country was in the market for was another millstone. But you're quite right to say there hasn't been much in the way of practical solutions. How do we do these things? What do we do? Did anyone say the word productivity today? Can someone do a word search of the transcript? What can you actually give to business? What can you actually say the unions are going to concede to make doing business in this country easier? And I don't think we've seen anything like that yet today.
No, I think on 3 occasions I heard misbehaviour from business leaders. But anyway, far more interesting today, though, was Greens Senator Lidia Thorpe's intervention into the debate for an Indigenous voice to Parliament, lambasting the Prime Minister's proposal, calling it a waste of money and declaring she hadn't yet decided whether she'd support it or not. Caroline, both Jacinta Nampijinpa Price and Lidia Thorpe, they're on the same page, but from totally opposite wings of politics. That could be the kiss of death for the voice.
Well, look, I think everyone was a little bit shocked. But, I almost have some sympathy for Lidia in this circumstance, and that doesn't happen very often. But she probably doesn't even know what the voice is because none of the rest of us know what it is or what it's about or how it's going to be done and who's going to be involved and who's voting for who and representing who.
Yep.
So, fair enough that she's not committed to vote for it if she doesn't know what it is.
Yeah.